Is the owl? Yep, the owl's working. Okay. All right, we're gonna run right through our agenda tonight. Everybody, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad somebody's here. After just putting out 2 emails asking for volunteers, I'm glad to see somebody showed up. I might as well ask, you've received the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Thank you. Any discussion, any concerns, any corrections? Seeing none, can I get a vote of approval? Thank you. It is unanimous. Assuming nobody online voted. Let's move right on, and Sergeant Garcia is not here, and his substitute is not here. So
retire or get moved?
he's not retired yet, but he's supposed to have sent somebody else.
That's what he told us last time.
Yeah, but somebody else apparently didn't get the message. So we will skip over that part. City councilors online, haven't seen them. Yeah, we don't have any city councilors, do we?
This is the pre-Memorial Day slump.
Yeah, not a good time to have a full presentation. That's what it is. Memorial
Do not. Boy, we're whizzing right along here. All right, let's get to our feature. And Christine, you're gonna.
Yes, yes, we're great.
This is Christine and Kimberly.
My name is Christine Holmes, and I'm excited to talk to you today about lifelong learning. So, can we put the slides up? Fabulous. So I retired from my career 2 years ago and figured I better find something to do with my time or I would drive my husband crazy. So thankfully, I discovered OLLI, or Osher Lifelong Learning, at NC State. So OLLI is short for the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. And Bernard Osher, who's the gentleman pictured here, is a philanthropist who wanted to make sure that people continued to dedicate themselves to learning as they age. He felt that it was important to stay mentally fit. So he set up an endowment, and universities can apply to that endowment to set up their own lifelong learning institutes on campus.
What was his background, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, good question. Do you have any idea?
That is a good question.
We'll let Kim look up that
We'll look it up.
while we're doing this. So there are over 120 Osher lifelong learning institutes across the United States. There's one in at least every state, and some states have more than one. And it's really participant driven. So the participants are very involved in setting the agenda for lifelong learning. Are any of you members of the OLLI at NC State? Or any?
No, but we've heard of it and we aspire to be.
Oh, well, then today is for you.
And can I interject and say, Bernard Osher, he was an American businessman. He made his wealth as co-founder of Golden West Financial. It's the parent of World Savings Bank. And he was the owner of Butterfield and Butterfield Auction. But he was a banker.
A banker, okay.
So we can go to the next slide. So at NC State, there was already a lifelong learning enrichment program that was called Encore, that was founded in 1991. And then when we became a part of the Osher network in 2014. And the whole point of this program is to provide education for people who are 50 and older. So, you know, we have about 1,600, actually 1,630.
It's 1665.
1665
every day,
now,
yes.
So that are members of the NC State OLLI. And the great thing about this is these are courses that are offered. There's no tests, there's no studying, there's no papers. It's the best, the best kind of learning. And in fact, some classes might have, you know, there might be a pre-read. If your grandkids show up and you don't have time to get to, don't worry. You know, just come and enjoy the lectures. And it's not just lectures. So we'll talk about all the great opportunities that we have through OLLI.
It's fabulous.
But the great thing is you get to learn what you want to learn.
Absolutely. I had a member come into the office the other day and say, that she was so excited about taking all of these history courses because that wasn't what her career field was. And it was something she had this great interest in. And so now that her career is done, she can actually learn and take
What she
classes
wants
that
to
she
learn.
wanted. Yes, and I
Never put that together.
never thought about that, you know, as, oh my gosh, yes, I could go and just
Absolutely.
take classes just to enjoy,
In my career, I had to take continuing education. I was an accountant, and to keep my license, I had to every year have 40 hours of education. And let me tell you, it was not very stimulating education. I take all kinds of classes. So if we can go to the next slide. And it's exactly this. I take classes in science, in arts, in history. We have so many different topics that you can learn from. And you just have new topics of conversation, right? So you have things to talk about when you are out and about in the community. But it's courses, and we'll talk about courses, but we also have trips and other events. So it's really a community, right? It's not just taking classes. In fact, when I was going to be retiring, I looked into auditing classes at NC State, thinking, yeah, that would be a great thing to do. Well, you can't do that for free if you're under 65. And I'm not 65 yet, so, and it was very expensive. So
this is good.
So this is really good. So we'll get to that, but there is a charge for this, but it is significantly less expensive than auditing a class. But I've also just met a lot of people. So it is truly a community. You get to know a lot of people through your classes, but also through some of the other activities. There are classes that are in person, but then there are also online classes. So we'll talk a bit about that as well. Oh, no problem. So in the classroom, and almost all of our classes that are in the classroom are at the McKinnon Center on 8th Ferry Road. So we have free parking, which is huge. If you think about it, if you told me I had to go over to campus to take all my classes, I'd be very worried about where was I gonna park. More for fear of being towed than not being able to find a spot. So you have to be kind of careful. McKinnon Center, we have our own parking. It's free. Cool. It's a good thing. Not all OLLIs everywhere have free parking. Awesome. This is a good thing. So there are some one-time lectures, and then there are also multi-week classes. Those multi-week classes are usually 2 to 6 weeks, and it's one class a week, maybe an hour and a half class. I took one class that was 8 weeks, so it was one class a week for 8 weeks. That's the longest that I ever had. And frequently I'll sign up for some of the shorter ones just because I like to be able to go out of town and not miss a class, you know, because I really enjoy them. They're predominantly taught by retired or active faculty, some from NC State, some from other schools. A lot of people have moved to this area from somewhere else. And a lot of our members actually are either experts in a field or just have a real interest in something, and they will be our faculty as well. But they're always very well prepared. They're very engaging, inspiring. I've taken so many lectures and learned things that I didn't expect to learn. There was a course I took recently where a woman came in to talk about her book that she had written about the advances in scuba technology during World War II. And there was a leapfrog in scuba technology during World War II because they needed to figure out how to scout the Normandy beaches for the invasion. So it's a fascinating book. She was a fascinating person to listen and tell about her story. So some things are like that. There's one lecture, but then others are longer. And it's lively, respectful discussion. And some of these are actually discussion classes, like the 8-week class that I took was on foreign policy or global policy. And so every week was a different topic. And we had an essay that we read, that was a video at the beginning of class. And then we talked about, in our class, how we felt about that particular topic. So, we have something, there we go. Some recent class topics. Discovering the dead at Oakwood Cemetery. and you might find that an odd topic, but there are tours of Oakwood Cemetery, but there was also a class that taught us more about the Day of the Dead, which is celebrated predominantly in Mexico, but in some other Central American countries, where we really learned about the Day of the Dead, what was the history behind that.
Can I tell them about
Yeah.
discovering the dead at Oakwood?
Yeah.
So discovering the dead at Oakwood cemetery, you actually go to the cemetery, and there are two docents from the cemetery that have worked there for years and years. I've been with OLLI 5 years, and they've been there as long as I can remember. And they actually take you through the cemetery, and they talk about the history and the stories of people that are buried in the cemetery. Members that I've talked to that have taken it have.
It's one of our most popular tours, actually, and that's one where you're not staying at the McKinnon Center, you're going out to the cemetery. I took the Shakespeare and Marlowe together again. I was a huge Marlowe fan in college. I would have been a literature major if my father told me I needed to be able to support myself once I got out of school. So it was really nice to be able to take a class in literature that was as engaging as the classes that I took in college. And this was actually a multi-week session, and it was riveting. The professor's fantastic. Climate change and global warming, facts and fiction, exploring practical uses of AI. So a lot of current topics. I mean, we hear about AI in the news every day. You can't watch the news or pick up the paper or read online, without hearing about AI. So there have been multiple classes on helping us understand AI and how that's impacting the economy and our own lives. As I mentioned, next slide, our programs are member driven from the standpoint, we have a program development committee that works on what the classes are going to be each term. We send out an annual member survey asking people for input on classes that they'd be interested in, especially if they know someone who would like to teach that class. And then we also have Idea Week once a year where we ask people to source some ideas for topics. So in addition to in the classroom learning, we have some online classes. So some of them are offered through Zoom, and they're part of the NC State OLLI program. Sometimes it's a live stream of a lecture, so there'll be some people in the classroom and then some people online. And then some are actually offered through OSHR and OSHR online, and that's usually through Northwestern University. So nationally, people are participating in these online classes, and I've had some of each of these in my experience, and they've been excellent. I did a Zoom class that was I don't think it was a national one. I believe it was for the NC State OLLI, but the instructor was from the University of Florida, a retired professor of art history, and the class was on post-impressionism to the age of abstraction, and it was a fantastic multi-week Zoom class, so I really enjoyed that. When we do have online offerings, they are not recorded, so you have to dial in for those classes. So I mentioned we also have study trips. So we have classroom, we have online, and then we have study trips, and they range. We have some study trips where you meet at McKinnon Center and you board a bus and you go out. So the North Carolina Symphony is one of those. In fact, I enjoyed that so much, I ended up buying the series. There is a series called the Friday Favorites, which is it's a shorter program than the full symphony, but it's a 1-hour symphony approximately at noon. And I think there's 6 a year, and I enjoyed it so much through OLLI, I ended up buying the series for myself and my mom, and we go together, make a day of it, so it's a lot of fun. But there are a number of other local tours and study trips. There's one that I've really enjoyed and encouraged people to do that's called the Taste of. There's a taste of Durham, a taste of Raleigh, a taste of Carrboro, and you you go with this group, you go on the OLLI bus and you go to either downtown Raleigh or Durham or Scarborough. And you do a walking tour and you're stopping at restaurants that are welcoming us for this particular
Very
tour.
cool.
Very cool. The food is outstanding. You will never go hungry. In fact, you won't be hungry for dinner.
Wow.
There are also international trips. The one that I think, have the people left for Ireland?
They leave, I believe, on the 24th or the 25th, yes. So they
So
go again
where
this
do you find information about that, the trips?
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get to that.
Yes.
We're gonna have
Okay.
Sorry. So what's exciting? Trips, so there's
They're already
international
good.
trips. Pardon?
They're already hooked.
Yeah, that's what I want, right?
So they did southern Italy, and Sicily was last
Oh,
spring.
wow.
Northern Ireland is literally, they're leaving at the end of this week, and then Croatia and Slovenia
that's
is
fun.
going to be next spring.
Oh, nice.
And there are also domestic trips. So there's the Great Trains in Grand Canyon
Yeah.
trip, so there are trips.
Trips.
So in addition, we try to really keep people engaged in as many different
When you
ways
have the
as
trips,
possible.
do you have like lectures with them coming and, telling you about
On
the
the-
area, like Croatia, Slovenia?
So I don't know that it's necessarily a lecture, but there are tour guides and there are scheduled stops,
Okay, so.
educational stops on the trip, yes.
Well, these done through an agency like a lot of the college alumni will have tours, but they usually have
So
companies to do
yeah,
that.
NC State has,
USC also.
yeah, we're partnering with Odysseys International
Okay.
to do our international trips. Yes.
Okay.
We also have, next slide is experiential learning. So think about wanting to learn how to watercolor paint, or one of the very popular ones is the astronomy night at the Wilburson Nature Preserve. I think there's always a waiting list for that one. The Suminagashi Japanese marbling, I did that one at Poland Arts Center, and I am not an artist. I am most definitely an accountant, but even I could do it. So I would highly encourage people to take advantage of that. But there are a number of different ones. These tend to be much smaller group sessions. They are generally not at McKimmon Center. They are usually offsite. So like the Poland Arts Center or somewhere else. My sister did one at Poland Arts Center on making Christmas ornaments, and she was able to take her granddaughter to do it with her. So a lot of different options. So really encourage you to also look into the experiential learnings. And then we have, I mentioned we are a community. We have events to help continue to foster that community. So ice cream social, fall kickoff. Ice cream social is coming up.
It is, well, August.
August, yeah. We have seasonal celebration around holidays, end of year celebration, spring picnic. But again, it's just another way for us to build that community. There's not a speaker at those events. It's not meant to be education. It's just meant to be community and spend time with each other. Anything that we have, and there's more. I feel like I do one of those, what was that? Place that sold knives and all kinds of things at Christmas, and it was like, oh wait, there's more. So we have special interest groups as well. These don't usually have a fee associated with them. These are people who just like to get together. So there's, book groups, there's an Epicurean group, they like to go out to eat. Obviously they have to pay for their food, but there isn't a fee for that other than paying for their food. Writers groups, Trailblazers is a walking group. They meet, I think it's once a week. They meet at a particular spot and they, send out an email to say this is where we're going to be walking. There's a kayaking group. So, if you have your own kayak, then great, it's no charge for you, but if you need to rent a kayak, you would have to pay for that. But so there are special interest groups that have just kind of come up through OLLI, because again, community, and people enjoy doing things.
And those are all member led. So it's all members that have similar interests that started a group just because they all had similar interests. So our family history group, Barbara McGahee runs that one, and that one meets at the McKimmon Center. But she brings in a speaker. She's really I don't want to say perfected, but she really loves genealogy. She spent many years researching, looking at the tools. So they meet once a month at the McKimmon Center, and each meeting she brings in a speaker and they delve a little more into genealogy and the different tools that are out there.
I haven't been to that one.
Oh, it's, it's fascinating.
So the next slide is some
Oh,
pictures, right, from,
Everybody else.
so the kayaking group, the Epicurean group, and then the walking, the Trailblazers group. So certainly an opportunity to get more involved. We also give people an opportunity to be involved in their community from a volunteer perspective. So there are various events where we will make it available for people to participate from a volunteer. So green chair, feed the pack. Feed the Pack is the food pantry on campus that's for student, faculty, and staff of NC State that need it. I was involved back on the Oakwood Cemetery. I went to the lecture on the Day of the Dead, and then they were asking for volunteers to come and help make paper flowers for the altar that they were building to celebrate Day of the Dead. So different opportunities to again, get involved. So part of that community. So this slide these are quotes from, I'll just let you take a look at these. This is what people say about being involved in OLLI, some of those 1,600 plus people.
Where'd you sign up for all this?
Okay.
But wait.
So, all good questions and well timed. So there is a yearly membership fee to be a member of OLLI. It's a $60 for the year. And then the offerings, you sign up for whatever you want, and some of them have, a $10, $15 fee, and some might be more. Some could be up to, $55 if it's a 6-week class. And what that money goes for is we have to pay rent for our rooms at McKimmon Center. So so we have a place to meet. And this is a volunteer or nonprofit organization. It runs based on income from the endowment, the membership fees, and then the course fees. And there's a very small staff that's involved. Kim is one of our four staff members. So it's a very small staff supporting these, 1,600 plus people. And all the instructors are donating their services. They're teaching for free. So we try to keep it as inexpensive as possible. We have basically 3 terms. So there are 3 did someone just dial in? Hello. Welcome. So we have 3 sign-up or registration periods. In mid-July, you did sign up for the fall term. And we sign up for the winter term. In April, we sign up for the summer.
On this call.
Summer term now. And I will tell you, the summer, we've got the catalog here. The summer term is pretty thin. Because a lot of people are taking vacations, right? And they're out of town, so there aren't as many classes. Our fall term and our winter term are very extensive offerings.
So there's probably 130 plus offerings in the fall, and then 130 plus in the spring. And the summer also, I always laugh and say, because we follow the NC State University, it should be called a Maymester because it really starts the end of April and it only goes to early June. So that one's, we only have about 40 offerings that we offer in the summer. And we do a lot of one-time lectures, fewer classes because it's summer, yes. And our members like to travel, and some of them help with the grandkids when the grandkids aren't in school, and it's a little bit of a lighter load in the summer, but
Do you find out about all these courses online, or do you have a?
So we have a couple of different ways. If you want to know what is currently still available, you can put this scan code on the slide.
Okay.
We also have the catalog for this Maymester.
So that's the same as.
So that's this, yes.
Okay.
And then you can sign up to get catalogs in your mailbox. You can go online, and if we go to the next slide, if you go to OLLI Lifelong Learning, you can just search OLLI NC State. It will take you to the web, Google it, and it'll take you to the website. And you can register online, which is probably the best way to register, quite frankly. You can register by coming in person to McKimmon Center, or you can call the office. I try to encourage people, online is usually the best way to get your classes. There can be some queuing up, like when it opens at like 9 a.m. or 9:30 on the day that it opens, and you want to go ahead and be, on your computer and queuing up, right? Because some of the really popular classes will fill up fast. I do encourage people, accept the wait list. I've gotten into several classes that I was waitlisted for because people's plans change. I've had to, as Kim knows, cancel out of classes because my plans changed. So then they go to the next person on the wait list and let them know that they've gotten in. And you don't get charged the little fee for the session unless you actually get in.
Oh, cool.
So you can wait list for free.
How do you handle a trip like I saw the great train to Grand Canyon? Do you meet locally, fly together, or have?
It's a group trip.
Yeah.
Basically.
When they left for Italy, so the Grand Canyon, they're doing that one this fall. When they met for Italy, they literally had a section of the parking lot where they let the members park their cars and leave them there for the 2 weeks that they were gone. The bus came. The bus came and picked them up and took them all to the airport. And then when they landed, they had the guide meet them there, and they started from there. You also have the option, because some people, at the end of Italy, there was like an extended tour if you wanted to. So some people actually were in Rome when the Pope passed. And they had the parade. There were some that actually were doing the extended part of that tour. But so, and there are people that, like, you may be here, but you may have a friend that say is in South Carolina and you want to go on this trip together. We can, we can do that. And so there are some people that might meet at like a second leg of the flight. So you don't have to come to Raleigh and fly from Raleigh, depending on where you're from. But it's really, it's
That's
like
terrific.
quite nice. They're very excited about the trains, and I wish, sorry, I should know more. Lindsay is my coworker, and she's the special programs coordinator, so she plans all the trips, but they're very excited because if I'm not mistaken, when they do the trains trip, they are managing it that like the whole trip, I think maybe there's one hotel stay, like it's one hotel. It's not like you're jumping
on the train? Or no, they stay in one hotel and then they take the
And then,
trains to
yes,
different places. Okay.
yes, and I can't tell you the logistics of how they're managing that, but they were very excited that it was one hotel and that's gonna be their base, and then they're doing the trains. Yes, so we'll see how it goes. This is,
So that's in the fall.
that is in the fall, yes. I've been with OLLI for almost 5 years. And when I first started, it was just us after COVID. So actually, we're just starting back with international travel. So when I started in 2021, 22, we weren't allowed, they weren't traveling. And so we've really had to restart and rebuild this. So Italy was the very first international trip that we did after
I didn't realize
COVID.
that.
Yes. It's very exciting.
How was it there once you got there? The masking and all this?
When they did the Italy trip, the masks were, it was just last year. So everything
just
was
last year.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
So.
If anybody have any questions?
Are you independent from the Duke OLLI, like, are all the OLLI programs separate, so you have to
Yep.
belong to specific?
Yeah,
ones?
and kind of the joke is to know one OLLI is to know one OLLI. So they're different on every campus. But if you sit next to me on a plane, I don't care where you're from, you're gonna hear about OLLI. Right? So I just want people to get involved, whether it's hopefully at NC State, but if not at NC State somewhere with OLLI.
I know I'm a staff person, but it's a wonderful program. I love our instructors, our members are amazing. They're such, they have such interesting paths and.
Why don't you
knowledge.
record those fabulous lectures, like the one on
Do you know what?
expressionism and stuff?
Yeah, there's
I mean,
two
they're gone, I
reasons.
mean, if it's just one time.
Most OLLIs don't, and there's two reasons. One is that, the whole point of being part of OLLI is the community and is being part of it, so they want you to
Yeah,
feel
I
like
want
you're
you to
in
be
class.
there, yeah.
But there's also that the slides and the stuff, the information they're presenting, it's the intellectual property, it's their,
Oh, I see.
it's their property.
Their property, okay, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
and so it's, we cannot, record
Understood.
and, yeah.
But I
Do they
will
come
tell
back?
you.
Do they come back?
Oh my
So,
goodness,
rotate?
yes.
Some things are offered pretty much every year, either in the fall or the spring,
Awesome.
and some not so much, right? Because
Yeah.
these people are volunteering their
Yeah, they're
time.
gone, yeah,
So,
understood.
Well, we also want to keep our members, so we want to offer variety. So, you know, and it depends. So we had exploring practical uses of AI with Howard Kozlow, and he did a fantastic job. And when we first got him to come and teach for us, he had 50 people on his wait list. The first 2 times he's done it. So he
Wow.
is now, he's going to teach it 2 more times in the fall. I think he's taught it once to twice he did it fall, spring. He's gonna do them 2 more times in the fall, but each time he's had like 20 people on the wait list, so we've brought that one back. But we do really try to change because we want a variety for everyone from
Sure, understood.
term to
I
term.
mean, there have been times when so many people signed up for something and the instructor was agreeable that they added another section. Just because so many people wanted to take it, and the
Yeah.
instructor said, well, I'll teach 2 sections, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The class that I took on foreign policy is offered, I think, every winter. And the topics change, but, you know, every winter they have that session. We had so many people sign up for it,
Wow,
and we found someone who was willing to facilitate a session, so there were, instead of 2 sessions, there were 3 sessions. So, and I think it was a different instructor, wasn't it? Or no, it was, oh, okay. So, I mean, there are so many good classes. And there are classes on gardening, there are classes on, I did one on reading some of the books of the Bible. I mean, there just depends on what somebody.
Physics, the Big Bang Theory. We have NASA ambassadors that come and teach us. I got to speak to one. Oh my goodness, listening to his stories. I didn't know. I guess I should have known.
did
I
they see
didn't-
aliens out there?
He talked about, he stands with, there's a certain area where he is responsible for like photographers and people that are going to photograph the shuttle launch.
Yeah.
And he said, and I'm not gonna do it justice to hear him explain it. When the shuttle starts to go, there's like a very limited, error in its angling, right? And there is a button that they can push to basically explode it so it doesn't take off and then go.
Wow.
And they had once, and this was not a manned one, that they were there and he had his people and he looked at them and I did not know there were bunkers there. There are bunkers so that if they have to push that button, you get in the bunker.
Oh, wow.
And he is a scientist, he's worked at NASA, he's done this enough that he saw it going and he saw whatever it was from his eye. And they walkied him and they said, in the bunker. He told the photographers, he said, in the bunker. He said they had to get in the bunker.
Wow.
They terminated the launch. He said there were cars, because I guess you couldn't park
Yeah.
close enough, that were fried.
Wow.
But they had, I never knew.
Never
I
knew that. Who knew?
Yeah, some historians
Who
were.
knew? Who knew?
What is
Fascinating.
it that SpaceX calls that, an unscheduled, disassembly or something like that?
Gee,
Yeah, it was
wow.
really fascinating.
So much we don't know.
I know.
And that's why you take these
I
classes.
know.
Let me tell you, I took once a 2-session class called China Today.
Oh.
And so one session was on the Chinese economy and one session was on the Chinese military. And an economist taught the economy one, and then the military one was taught by a former special forces, retired special forces
Yikes.
officer. And let me tell you, it's fascinating. I would like to hear one on Russia. But, I mean, so they're really interesting
Yeah.
classes and great
Forever, I
dialogues.
know.
Well, I wish there were more people here tonight. We usually get about 30 people. I don't know.
I think it's
Well, it's an off.
Memorial Day.
And we did change the week,
Changed the
so
week,
yeah.
maybe people aren't reading their emails.
Well, maybe you'll invite us back.
Well,
We do have.
You're a dynamic duo and we enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, we do some
I enjoyed it
catalogs.
the first time. I got to hear Eliza present before.
Oh,
I knew I wanted you guys on our agenda at some
Yeah.
point.
tell them with that, Eliza. So we have catalogs,
Yes.
cool.
We have a sign up sheet.
I do have a
if you
sign up
want.
sheet if
I
you want
a
it.
mailing list.
Sign up for a mailing list.
I do.
So you can get the catalog in the mail like this, or we also have a newsletter that goes out weekly about what's going on at OLLI. And you can sign up for that newsletter, it comes to your email box, and it'll give you, you know, a description of what's going on this week, if there will highlight classes that aren't full. So if
I've
you want to
always
sign
wanted
up
to
for
stay
that.
to be a college student. I want to be.
Oh, you kind of asked what you were doing, say with what might be
I enjoy
available
being
at Tech or at the City of Raleigh Centers for Active Adults.
Probably, I don't know what Wake Tech offers, but I would say probably closer to what, the Centers for Active Adults offer.
And Wake Tech, you can get credit, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't
That's
have
Next week, and I can take some.
credit
Thanks for
knowledge.
taking it.
I mean, not do any classes for credit, no.
Is that I need a license here, yes, please.
We were
And
just
if you
saying
need
today
a couple, we'll
that
put that on our next
I
meeting.
belong to the Apples, it's an AI configuration. We were discussing different, that's exactly what we're looking for. Thank you.
Well, I can't talk enough about how great it is. My sister is involved, I was so excited after a year I volunteered to be on the membership committee. And there are other committees, right? We have a program committee, we have a membership committee, we have a finance committee, which will probably be my next committee. May as well use my experience.
Oh, really?
But
I
it's
went to, that's where my grandfather.
such a great opportunity. to
Yeah,
get
that's where our origin.
You did so well, I lost them.
Now they're looking at their catalog.
This clipboard, is that something we can sign up?
Absolutely. What you're signing up for is to get on the mailing list for a catalog, and if you want to be on the email list to get the newsletter.
And the fall catalog will be out, about mid to late July. We're still putting it all together, but it'll be mid to late July. And, the really nice thing, if you want to come and see what OLLI is about, they do offer some summer lectures at a non-member rate that are, at just a $20 rate for the one-time lecture. So there, I'll give two different examples. One is on the CRISPRs craze. I didn't know much about CRISPRs until I started, working at OLLI, and I got to go to one of those lectures, but that's where they're actually finding ways to change DNA in order
Yes.
to lessen, effects of diseases.
Yeah. the
So,
disease.
and
Which
then-
was discovered on NC State's campus.
Yes.
Technology.
And then the other one is more fun, and it's funny, it's half and half of what our OLLI, which OLLI members know this. Penn and Kim Wilderness, are going to actually come and talk. They are the local family, they do cute little videos, they won the Amazing
They live in
Race.
Briarcliff.
Yes.
Yes, so they're gonna come talk. His is about, running a family in the business with ADHD. But they also are another one of our lectures. And then in the fall, in September, the second week in September, we will do a fall open house. That is free and open to the public. And again, we usually bring in, and I'm sorry, I don't have the topic of what this year is gonna be yet. But we have a speaker that will come in, just if you wanna see what our lectures are like.
Did you send me a reminder?
Well, thank you. And then after that, we have an open house, and our open house has all tables that have our special interest groups, the libraries are there, because being an OLLI member, gives you access to the libraries on campus.
So the CRISPR was that NC State or UNC?
There's an NC State.
NC State.
It's a technology that was discovered on NC State
I thought
campus.
it was UNC.
And it's actually an instructor from over in that lab that will
Wow.
come into.
Claire, could we insert the QR code in the minutes so people who read the minutes?
I'll try.
You just take a picture of the QR code and then upload it and put it in the minutes.
I'll do that, yeah.
So the QR code, is just gonna take you to what summer classes still have availability, not the full catalog.
Right.
But I could give him the PDF to the full catalog and we can put that
That would be
in
a good
the.
idea.
I can
Because I mean,
put
I think people got
That'd be
confused
easier.
this week, because we normally meet next Monday.
that.
And I think that's what
It's gonna
happened.
it's gonna be in the video too. You can just pause the video and put your phone up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
That's
and again,
true.
I'm happy to come back. I
That's
live close by, so,
That'd be great.
and I love to talk about all this.
That'd be great.
And talk to you.
We're always here.
Thank you.
When anybody comes, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You don't have to stay for the rest. If you want to, you're welcome to.
Thank you.
This probably one of our most fun events presented here for the year.
Yeah, it's a shame people missed it. Let's see.
I am gonna take
Wonderful
my
show
leave.
next week.
She's gonna take her leave, and I'm gonna, I will probably move out of your way and I'll
Oh,
stay.
you're fine right where you are.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, but I am gonna go and say, I'm gonna put these on the table at the end, or I'll give them to everybody. We have little, you know, those little.
Jar.
The little grippers. I love these, one little gripper, it's an Ollie Daisy state.
See what you say that on me. I appreciate that.
Yep, very much.
Right here.
Cool. I'm gonna put this there. Okay, and then I'll let you go.
Okay. I'll listen to these now.
Yes.
I'm
gonna-
Thanks, everybody, for your questions and for your interest.
Thank you.
Together, you know.
Did you want to sign? Oh, you didn't sign it, okay, I don't want to take that one. Okay.
All right, Lee, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, Larry?
I can hear you, I can see you, we're all good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yep. I'm sorry about this. I meant to be have my laptop, but if you could pull up the map.
I will do that, just may take me a little bit here. Our next speaker is Lee May. Lee, do I have your name right?
Yeah, it's Lee Mai.
Okay. See, all this time I had it wrong. Lee used to work for the city of Raleigh and Transportation Group. I'm sure you'll be love to hear that. But Lee,
Used to.
like others, has left the city of Raleigh and now works for the state. So he's helped me out a number of times with different issues. And he's gonna show us tonight a nice project that I'm all excited about. It's gonna show you where the projects are within the county, within the state, depending on how you use the tool. So I'm gonna try to bring it up and let Lee talk about it. So just give me a second here to find it.
Yeah, while Larry's bringing that up, for those that are online or in person, like Larry said, I started my career at DOT about 15, 20 years ago. At DOT, I was there for about 5 years in the construction office, and then I left and went to the city of Raleigh and was at city of Raleigh for about 10 years in multiple roles, from operations to plan review to private development to utilities. So I had a lot of different things that I did at the city of Raleigh. So I know how city of Raleigh works. And my last role before I left the city of Raleigh was managing the big capital projects in the roadway design and construction group. Then I left city of Raleigh, went back to DOT, and has been at DOT probably now going on 4 years now. So once Larry pulls this up, this is a big initiative that me and a whole bunch of other co-workers, including multiple business units within DOT, has been working on to get out to the public. One of the biggest thing is we have multiple different departments, just like City of Raleigh, DOT has multiple different departments. Each department runs their projects kind of individually. So it was very hard to have one comprehensive map. So this is kind of the initiative that leadership at DOT has been pushing. We work with multiple different departments and IT to compile all the information that is going on this project map that's called Projects Near Me. So, Larry, do you got it pull up on the screen?
I have it up on the screen. I guess you can't
Okay.
see it, right?
You can share. You should be able to share your screen.
No,
And
I
then-
did. I can see it, and I think everybody here can see it.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, I can see it. All right. So when you click on this link, this map right now, it's in its kind of trial beta version. It's available to the public. We are soliciting feedback from the public on what you like about the map, really what you would like to see, or what you would like, as you're interacting with this map, what kind of things would you like to be added, how it functions, anything like that. That's kind of what we're in a trial version of getting public feedback on how this map operates and works. So the idea behind this map is when you pull it up, just like it says project nears me, you go to the top left hand corner right there where the magnifying glass is, Larry, and you just type in an address. So let's just use my unless you have an address you want to use, Larry.
Lasseter Mill Road.
Yeah.
What's that?
Lasseter Mill Road.
Let's put in Lasseter Mill, yeah.
Okay.
Raleigh, I guess.
So what it's going to do is when you put in an address and select the address, it's going to throw a pin on the map. So so that orange pin is going to throw the pin on the map. And the idea is when it throws the pin on the map, you should be able to zoom out and just see pretty much any DOT initiated projects that are in your area. That's the idea. So let's zoom out just a little bit, Larry.
Okay.
So there's nothing.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing in this area.
Well, there is.
How about Six Forks?
Yeah, there is. The Six Forks Road project is still on the map.
So look, let's say, for example, click on that dotted line. Click on that dotted line to see what it says. Did it do anything?
No, I have
So
to
that
find
means,
that little flag or whatever.
zoom out, Larry. Let's see.
Right here. Is that what you want, Lee?
Yes, that's my project right there. Was my project. Yeah, that was my project. So let's see. Let's go down the screen. Can you go down the screen and look at contacts? So there's no contacts, but this is pulling from information submitted to DOT. So it's probably because we never submitted the project to DOT for review. So that's why information is missing. But it's kind of that's a bad example because that's a city project. But
I can show you a couple that are. See, like the bridges.
Yeah, those are DOT bridge replacements. So if you click on a DOT bridge replacement like that one, you'll see that the contact information for that project is David Stutz. You'll see the description of the project. You'll see when it is set to go to.
And bridge.
Yeah.
It gives you a time frame, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed the time frames aren't very accurate.
No, the time frames can only be as accurate as we update our websites. So this data is pulling from our project websites, and if our project websites don't update, then they're not going to be exactly correct.
Yeah.
Work on it. Maybe
Lee, you asked for comments on this. The one comment I will give you is that when you go to one site on the map, you'll notice that, like over here, your Division 5 disappears. Sometimes Wake will disappear, and you kind of have to start over with the larger map again. In other words, it focuses down, it stays focused.
Oh, you have to click the X button, Larry.
Yeah.
You have to X out and see what happens. Okay, if you X out, then it should everything should be open up again.
Yeah, if I go back. Okay, all right.
So on
All
the
right,
left, so on
okay.
the left-hand screen of the page, if everybody looks on the left, you have a whole bunch of legends. So you can turn off and on any of those types of legends. So like if you don't want to see aviation projects, you currently have aviation projects off. Now I don't know if that was just by accident and it
I
saved.
turned it off. That's correct.
Yeah, or you get so forth. So you can turn off what you like, and turn on what you want. So if you're interested, in certain types of projects, then you can just have those highlighted to see only those. But we've never had a map like this that had all these different types of projects from all the different types of departments. So that's the goal behind this map. So I mean, that's all I had to really present to Larry. And as you guys play around, if you guys are seeing things that might be useful uh, for like a user interface, that then just send those comments either into me directly or to Larry.
Lee, do you know if the city is gonna try something like this?
Um, the city has something like this already. It's my old map that I used to use, and I can send it to you.
Yes, I appreciate that.
So
This,
yes, the city already has something like that. Yes.
this is just the state project, so if you have something like the lanes that are closed around the new city hall construction or other construction sites, or if they're fixing the water main, none of that stuff would show up on this, is that correct?
Correct. Anything related to a city of Raleigh initiated project that is not going to go to the NCDOT for approval or review would not show up on the map. So, if I'll give an easy example: Atlantic Avenue widening off of Atlantic Avenue from New Hope Road to Highwoods Boulevard, which would not be on our map because that's completely city initiative capital project. Any kind of work related to operations as it pertains to any kind of repair, whether it be City of Raleigh or DOT, would not be on this project list. In this project map, or even a city project map.
So
You
this is
know,
not the guide I'm trying to find a trouble-free way to go to work in this.
No, it's actually very handy. I'll show you a couple of things I've looked into already. If I get it right here. Yeah, here's the interchange that's gonna come in at Wake Forest Road and the Beltline. So that's already, state project already mapped to occur. It says 2029. I mean, I'm still holding my breath on that one, but, it just tells me that it's somewhere in the system. And that's what I'm looking for. And
right?
also the contact person.
See, and that was the correct contact person, Joel, because you reached out to Joel.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. So it gives you now the part for example, and this is a great example that Larry pulled up. This is a DOT initiated project, but because it has ties to City of Raleigh planning and some other stuff like development in the area, it may get delayed or push out. It may not, but currently that is our schedule, 2029.
well, I'll tell you the short reason I pulled this one up is the multimodal bridge, which I can't seem to get any information about, is not on this map. And I would think that's a state project. And it's
No,
occurring right next to this one.
it's not. So it will not show up on the map until it officially becomes a state project with a TIP number, Larry, and funded. We don't build
Okay,
projects based on dreams like the city of Raleigh does. So we
so
have to fund the project first.
perfect answer, thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, there might be talks about a bridge and through transportation planning through Campo, but it's not going to appear on the map until it's fully funded.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lee. Anything in
All right.
particular you want me to show them?
No, that's it. Did anybody have any other questions?
No questions?
What's the link to this thing to go along?
I'm gonna send it out to you. I can send it out, right? I think I did already send
Yes.
it out.
Yeah, it's available to the public. This is the what you would say like the public comment portion of a initiative that we're sending out. So you can send it to anybody, public. They shouldn't have any access restrictions. And then I think the email stated like 2 months, and then we're gonna go with a live, like fully live version with
I
all
saw
the
your, I saw your schedule. It's like 2 months from now it goes live.
yeah. So I mean, we'll still be able to change stuff, but we're trying to catch all the discrepancies in the first 2 months or make any user improvements from the feedback we get from users.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lee. Appreciate it.
Yep. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through Larry. I have multiple contacts still at the city of Raleigh and multiple cities, so departments. So just feel free to reach out.
And if you send me the link for the city one, I'll put the two of them out together.
Sure. Before I do that, let me make sure it's okay with city leadership. But
Okay.
I can it should be fine. I mean, it's nothing on the map it's just a matter of how there's a lot of information and you need to know how to filter out. It's not as clean as the one that DOT came up. It was created for all of the inspectors at the city of Raleigh to know what projects are out there and who has permits and who doesn't have permits. So it can be when you turn on all active and expired permits, it lights up the whole city, and so it can be a little bit overwhelming.
Okay. Well, it took me a little while to get used to this one. I can see the improvements from the first time you sent it to now. It's much better.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
defines the speed limits?
What's that?
Like Lassiter Mill, that's such a disaster. I mean, at what point and who decides, okay, we're gonna lower the speed limit on Lassiter Mill? Is that?
If Lassiter Mill is a city of Raleigh street, which I'm almost positive it is, it would, if you guys are wanting to do a speed reduction, there's a whole petition process that is run through a gentleman by the name of Will Shoemaker. He runs
Yeah, we know Will.
yeah. So Will should be able to talk to you about what the process is. I will tell you it will take a year or plus to reduce the speed limit 10 miles an hour. So.
It's just such a dangerous area and they keep adding, they're gonna add 2 more entrances. And I mean, it's dangerous to walk, it's dangerous to drive right there. And people are zipping around the construction trucks and there's gonna be trailers there and.
Right at North Hills? At
Yeah.
North Hills? Mm.
Yeah.
We're on that. Midtown Energy United, we're on that.
Okay. No, I mean, that would be one thing.
See, this is where the multimodal group is supposed to be. It's not there.
Yep. Kind of like the 6 Forks widening project, right? All that
It's
money.
surprising that people drive much more carefully in
It
places
should be somewhere near Branch
where they
Street.
don't look dangerous. They hit
Or Big Branch,
I don't see that, yeah.
it's somewhere near Big Branch.
See, here's Lassiter Mill, and there is a bridge here. Bridge over I-440 on Lassiter Mill and bridge,
Right,
but
it
this is
says
just a
bridge preservation.
yeah, the
Preservation.
repair. Right?
Yeah, that's just,
Repair.
yeah, putting lipstick on it. But it's like, there's so much traffic sitting on that right now. I mean, it's gonna need more than lipstick,
Yeah.
you know? It starts at like, when the school zones and goes straight till 6:30.
So I find it, Lee, I find it to be a really useful tool, at least to me. And if people have questions on state projects, this is where I'm gonna send them, so.
That's right. That's the idea, so that you get to the main point of contact that is managing the project, that has the most information for the project, so you guys aren't trying to go all around or funneling every single question through someone like me.
Right. But not, a lot of them aren't as responsive as you are, Lee.
I mean, yeah, of course, but you know, but at least you get to the right person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I don't see any more questions or interest, so. Thanks, Lee, appreciate you.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I do, we have time.
Randy, if you'd like to, yes, we have time.
Just record it, or?
And Steve, I'm gonna get you next. You still there?
We're still recording that, or
Still recording.
do I need to be somewhere, or
No,
follow?
you're, yeah, you can see up there where you are. You're good, right where you are. Stage right.
A couple things I want to update on. I'm Randy Jones, co-organizer with Larry of Midtown Neighbors United. If with MNU, you might know about 6 weeks ago, we filed a complaint with the city about the commercial trucks parking along Lasser Mill Road on the 4100 block. That was 6 weeks ago. That was an email, 7 additional emails, and probably 20 plus pictures later. On Friday, actually Saturday night, I got a call from Lieutenant Robert Harris with the North District. He said the chief had gotten in touch with him and he wanted to talk. So I met with him this morning, and he was very responsive. Very responsive. I mean, startling to me, because I've been used to being ignored by the city for the past 6-8 months. And I felt it was some kind of tectonic shift. I don't know what it is. Everyone's gonna speculate on it. But he was I don't get the Rangapot police or any fans of Keene development. Anyway, he said he got this message from the chief, and he said the chief sent him my email and said, I'm paraphrasing, probably said the chief told him and his captain, I think, and he said, take care of this immediately.
Okay,
He wrote a ticket.
okay.
Well, there's a truck parked there.
I saw it, I was there walking this morning.
He wrote a ticket.
I
for
saw
the guy.
it.
And we saw the guy later, and said, I gave you a ticket, and he worked, they're contracted by Restoration Hardware to do their plans and stuff.
I saw
And I
it.
said, we said and they told him, Restoration Hardware said, you go ahead and park along the street there.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure, I don't blame the contractors, they're just doing what they think they can do, or people tell them to do, or whatever,
Oh.
as far as I'm concerned. And I apologize to the lieutenant, because I said, the police shouldn't be spending a lot of time on this. This is the law. The owners, the developers, the shop, everybody should be aware knows what the law is. And, I'd say the truck drivers too, but it shouldn't be a big deal. They can't park there. There's plenty of, I've talked to Keene Security, and they're like, I don't know. So let me just say, he said he got with his captain, he's told all the people in the North District are on alert, be able to write tickets if you can, just see it. So we'll see how that goes. He also said, they know Keene, the Keene Security people, and they're in touch with him now about this particular issue. So that's just, this Lieutenant Harris said he first heard of it Saturday night. So he saw my email, he didn't know anything about it.
Oh, my.
So I gave him a little background. So, we can help
So you have this.
I'm gonna, rather than sending me pictures, if I want to, but rather than send them to the city.
You send them to him.
Yeah, and he's fine. He said, I'll be more responsive. I mean, they can't rush out to ticket people, obviously, but they're aware of the issue. It's very clear, you can't park there. He's in a complete agreement with that. Nobody should be parking there. And they're gonna start doing things to try and make sure that happens. One thing I think would be a big help, he said they're gonna talk to the transportation people. Is that Lambert or who's? I copied somebody in the transportation department on my original email. And if they're talking to them about putting those posts along the bikeway. It
Yeah,
would keep people from parking.
yes.
Keep them from parking. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't catch them, so he's gonna do it.
That's our infamous Will Shoemaker again.
I'm sorry.
Will Shoemaker.
Is that a Will Shoemaker thing? Yeah, I can tell you, I had this feeling reduced on Old National Road by Will Shoemaker. It took about, it's a cycle, took probably 9 months from the time I asked, the neighborhood's gotta vote, it's gotta go to the city council, 9 months. But, and I said, but another group, I'm not branding it as MNU, so I should finish up with the parking situation. I got a good contact with the police department who's on it, supposedly.
Breakthrough.
I think so. Like I said, I think they've had problems with the local police. The city is in love with it. I mean, the city organizationally, King can do no wrong, he gets whatever he wants, but that puts a lot of pressure on staff people, including the police. He just referenced one of the Midtown concerts in the past week or two.
I wonder if he's the next individual that's gonna show up here, one of the.
No, he's a lieutenant, I think, and he's a lieutenant.
We've had lieutenants before.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it's a designated person, the community officer or something. I don't know, I don't want anything to distract him from what he's doing for us, that's for sure. But, so he's gonna be talking with the transportation department about that, and I should say this Midtown concert, something, I'm sure the traffic's a mess when they have those events.
But it's gonna be so bad when they start building again. That's just going
Well,
to be.
MNU is gonna be on that too. Larry and I, we're looking at the plan closely, and I was surprised, I think a breakthrough was that Larry submitted comments to the site plan review.
Sure, we
and-
talked to him.
I talked to them.
Okay.
I can give you the name of the lady who's in charge.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need her name, but.
No, I mean, you
I
never
don't
know,
know.
she'll call you
I
back.
didn't-
My only thing is they're aware, they've said to Kane, you need to comment on how you're gonna manage this
Yeah.
loading dock.
Yes, because you know what? You sent them the points and she highlighted it in yellow.
Yeah,
If you hadn't sent them the points, it would have been lost.
Yeah.
Lost.
Well,
And these guys, these council people, I don't really think they're informed.
they don't care.
No,
They're not
no,
paying
no.
attention.
I did the highlight.
That's a waste of
You
time.
you did the
I did the
highlight.
highlight.
Yeah,
You did the
Larry did
highlight.
that.
You did the highlight. Don't worry.
Yeah, the city council, I copied them, every one of them's got copied, every one of my emails.
You gotta help them out sometimes.
And I moaned and
so-
groaned and moaned.
Well, all I can say, the Chief Rico,
Yes.
he's the one who sent he's on those emails for 8 emails in 6 weeks, and all of a sudden, on Friday, got sent the email saying, look into this and take care of it immediately.
Huh, how
I
did
don't-
he get hold of them?
I'm sorry.
How did he get,
Chief
Chief Rico?
I sent him
Oh,
he was getting the
did.
email,
You
so
got
all I'm
it.
saying, something between when I first sent it to him
Okay.
and the 8 emails I sent to him,
Something clicked.
he decided to do something, and all I can say is, I don't think they're all that, I think the police aren't that thrilled with the trouble that Kane's causing them, especially in North Hills where all kinds of stuff goes on, they get called in, have to deal with.
Jeez.
And then I think at this Midtown concert, I got him,
Yeah.
he said they tried to help Kane's police, and they seemed to resent the interference, or they didn't get along with that.
But
So-
how can Kane's police have, take precedence over the city police?
It's not a matter of the president's, Shereen, I'm just saying,
How?
it's a private area, they're allowed, that's their own
Oh.
private police, they don't take precedence.
Private?
But when they're parking, when people are parking at a Kane event, then they have to interact.
Jeez.
So
No
this is all good
comment.
stuff. We've all been frustrated for years. I mean, at least I'm talking to somebody.
Yes.
And at least the city, part of the city is looking at what's happening there and telling Kane you need to explain what all this means. So that's the MNU, that's
Okay, good.
that parking piece. I'm not at branded MNU. I've got a group of people who live south of the Beltline Bridge near Lasser Mill Road, who are right on the north side of the bridge, the North Hill side of that bridge. That's all part of the rezoning mess and all that stuff. south of the bridge doesn't exist as far as the city of Raleigh is concerned right now. So I have a group of people there, when I talk to people anyway, it's the first thing everybody talks about, is traffic on that part of Last River Road.
It's
Speeding, trying to cross the street, it's very dangerous and getting worse, and it's not gonna get better.
And
So,
that turn lane is being used to park as a park.
that's in front of your house.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm talking about
No, throughout, not just in front of my house, throughout.
Well, but no, I don't see it on National Road south of the bridge, I'm just saying,
Oh,
our
not south
problem,
of the bridge,
our
no.
problems there, that's why I'm saying, is that, I don't wanna get it. We're gonna talk with Christine, was Christine here?
No,
Well, we're gonna talk to Christine Jones, she's agreed to meet with this small group, getting bigger group of people that live around there to talk about this. And I don't know, I don't know what, if anything, she'll be able to do about it, but it's an issue, it's a big issue, and I didn't want it to get sucked into, like MNU, I felt like we had a bad rap with the city based on what's going on with the rezoning, and I just don't wanna get that mixed up with what we're trying to do on Last River Road. I'm happy to mix up with them, with MNU in the North Hills area.
It would be a bad rush.
Well, they don't respond they never respond to my comments on the zoning, they didn't respond for 8 weeks or 6 weeks on
They're
this
not
thing.
type A, that's it, they just.
No, well, they're type A.
We're type
so-
A, they're not.
I know, it's just, I know it's been frustrating for people, but I don't get frustrated, I get mad, and I get more determined to break through, and really, I didn't,
Well,
I didn't do anything,
there was a
I didn't do anything other than put
It's a
that out
start.
there.
It's a start.
It's a start, it's we'll see what happens with all this, but, that's kind, and I'm gonna update the MNU website, I'm gonna put some of this stuff out there, so everybody will know about it. I want people to, again, be aware that we're focused on that site plan,
Thank you.
and we need to be focused on it, because a lot of the stuff that we hate, that we can't stop. I mean,
But
just
we
can't
can't
stop.
lie down, let them walk all over
Well,
us.
there's no point, I mean, I think now's the point where you find
Yeah.
stuff that if they don't comply with the
Yeah.
UDO, they can't get
Yes,
approved.
yes,
And if they approve it, not in line with the UDO, then you have a basis for a lawsuit.
Yes.
I mean, there's just so many, are we not supposed to be monitoring like the wastewater and it's more than traffic that his site plan's affecting, so, I mean, I felt like we should divide and conquer, like if you're doing traffic, then I could do stormwater and, because I don't have time.
I haven't seen any entries for it yet.
Nobody's got it.
No.
So
Haven't
traffic's
gotten
the
that
only
far.
thing.
All we've seen so far is that general comment that I've seen so far,
For
one
traffic.
attachment.
They haven't gone that far.
You know, a real problem with the city is they're taking our streets and they're trying to make them into streets, into bicycle lanes and stormwater, and they're trying to do
Yeah.
6 different things with them. And they do all of them badly because you can't do all 6 of them.
That's right.
Then they spend millions of dollars and
Studying.
they cancel it, and I think the way you focus on this street makes it worse for everybody.
Yeah.
Because you're just screwing up the whole city because you're so concerned with one block. And
Yeah.
I think it's, that's why we have congestion. The congestion will never get better if you're trying to make that street in front of your house. It's not a private driveway. There's taxpayers that are using those streets to get there, and the businesses need to have their stuff delivered, and it's just, I don't think it's being represented correctly.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
the poorly kept secret is 6 Forks is that capacity and it can't be fixed.
Yeah.
Can't be fixed,
So,
so.
I mean, you look, why are they spending this 12-hour drive? What a boondoggle that is.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, it is just, and then, are you happy about your property taxes going up? You're happy about the congestion getting worse? I mean, it's important to take a bigger picture and not just look at this one spot.
Well, Ted, I'm glad you brought up about Valhalla Drive. Chuck went to the bicycle pedestrian commission meeting, I guess it was today, gave them their presentation. Basically, they listened to them and that was it. So tomorrow morning, Chuck and I are meeting with Megan Patton.
Patton.
And at least we have a half an hour of time to talk to her and see if we can get counsel in. Perhaps look at it and stop it, basically, because you're right. If it was just white paint, it'd be great. But
We don't
without knowing
have the
what else
money,
is
and
coming,
it's
it's
not
kind of
wanted.
premature.
Yeah, it's not wanted, it's not gonna help,
Yeah,
and we don't have the money.
Not the best
We
option.
don't have the money,
yeah,
It's
it's not
like-
the best option.
they just need
I
to,
noticed a few stakes along the shoulder.
Oh, yeah, They don't need us, I mean, hopefully they'll listen, but they don't need us, yeah.
Wade was
It's a
talking
city
a
project,
couple of weeks ago, it's gonna be started by now, so.
it's a city project, yeah.
Oh, I told you, Larry, the third exit lane on the belt line is
Yeah. that's
under
great.
construction again. The end where it's been finished for 6 months, except for the
Bring
last
more
50
and more
feet.
cars in.
But they took that pole out. They're gonna put drain, I don't know, who knows how much longer it's gonna be, and they may stop it again at some point, but it started again. That was another thing that we complained about, that I never heard anything about. I don't have any belief that what I did meant anything. I think it's just part of the due schedule, which is 12 years behind schedule at this point. And not like that will help traffic any. It's just for us, and in this, whatever they do with traffic in the new site plan, this is just evidence for us about making sure that whatever commitments can be gotten, you gotta enforce them somehow. You can't just have somebody make a promise. It's been 12 years.
Yeah.
Before they even fulfill it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not full-time, nobody's full-time.
You're
but we
doing a
can-
great job,
Well,
thank you very much.
anybody that wants to get involved in any issues, like I'm gonna, like wind Chuck's thing on the Quail Hollow, what do they call that, the bike track?
Yeah.
This bike track,
Like-
bring that under our wing, at least, promote it under our wing, and Larry's work that he's doing at the CAC on the new, is it the Exchange? I was driving around there.
Just you're leading into West Midtown.
Okay, well, anyway, but, we have lots of things going on, and we gotta focus on the ones that, traffic is big in everybody's mind, and also it's the one where we can find things that we can make life difficult for the city and for the developer, and they have to respond to it. Storm, they may be doing all kinds of crazy stuff with the stormwater, I don't know, but I don't have any time to do that. Anybody that wants to volunteer
Yeah.
and jump in.
Yeah, speaking of volunteers, I could use a couple.
I mean, it's a way to slow them down though, if that's gonna be a problem. I mean, it's just.
With this cycle track they've got out here, I've been thinking a lot about something with that at intersections. Normally you have the lanes on the outside going in that direction and this direction on the other side of the road. When you got them both here at that intersection, you got a car up here like going down Philhaw Drive and getting to Millbrook, and that car's gonna make a right turn. If somebody is out there on that street and wants to get on that bike track, they gotta cut across in front of that car, and no car is expecting that movement. They're just asking to splash people out there.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely
cycle
correct.
track is a bunch of trash.
That's absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
There is no project in the city with as many driveway cuts as this is gonna have.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna point out to Megan tomorrow morning. So it's like an experiment. As the guy from the bicycle commission said, he said that, this will be a trial and error experiment to see how it goes. And I said to him, you gotta get real. Yeah, there's no such thing as trial and error. It goes in, it's in, that's it.
The best option they got out there is to do nothing.
People getting run over.
Yeah, the first person gets hit, then they'll think about it.
Megan Patton's the queen of the greenways, I guess, isn't she?
I think Jane is,
Was it Jane? I think it was
but both of them. both
They're
of
Megan
them.
Patton's like they're wielding eminent domain
Oh, really?
for the big branch greenway, which they're planning to do, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
take
Where?
some property along the new big branch greenway, I think people's backyards.
Yeah,
They back one.
Yeah, that project.
And they're gonna take like 15, 20 feet
yeah,
of
that
that.
project is still kicking around.
And she was very, I was surprised how cavalier she was about that, And she said people objected to it, she not that, said 75,000 people voted for this, the Greenway bond. As if 75,000 people voted to take these individuals' land.
Everybody voted for it except the people whose property are affected.
Yeah.
It's like everything
Yeah, I think it
else.
was like a patent.
But there's alternatives that are cheaper and safer for
Yes.
everybody, so
Yes,
it's
there
like,
are, yes.
I mean, you put the money in it, do it the right way
Yes.
instead of the most dangerous, most expensive.
That's what we're gonna
And
try
we
to
have
tell
all
Megan
that
tomorrow morning.
planned out, so.
All right, let's see, moving on, thank you, Randy.
Sure.
Speaking of, let's see, where do I go next? Speaking of development, I doubt that anybody got this letter, since I don't know who it went to, and they only have to go 500 feet. But the Exchange project, the one that sits next to Kane's Innovation Project, it's the one where the greenway will eventually come through that property, cross St. Albans and then into our neighborhood. They are also rezoning the same property that we allowed them to modify once before. The two lots that, when you turn on Benson, they sit right next to Benson. And these properties were originally zoned for 20 stories, but they were gonna build a lower height in both of those lots. It's supposed to be the bar, remember the bar that's supposed to go in? Well, now they've asked to go 30 stories. No, and I don't mind 30 stories, but again, wrong building, wrong place, right against the road that eventually, it's only basically a one-lane road. Now, I will say the width, for their benefit, they at least widened their part of the road, which Kane does not. They widened their part, so at least it has the extra lane right by theirs, but the rest of the road has to become the same lane, and there is supposed to be a project out there to do that. But they keep putting the buildings close to the right of way. Guess what? They go to widen the road and you can't do it because the building's there.
Okay.
So that's the problem.
The Wicks also proposed 30-story buildings, partner. Now, some of those that were 20, I understand they're asking for 30 now.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the rezoning they're asking for. And the meaning for
Leadership
this,
has changed over there some. You know, the guy that used to be like one level down the hierarchy, he's sort of like the head dog over there. Now, you don't hear much about those two guys that we worked with all those years. I don't know if they've
Steve Beatty, he's still
shifted
there.
gears.
He's still there. They're both still there.
Okay.
But the meeting for this is tomorrow night. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, the meeting is gonna be right here. Tomorrow night from 6 to 7.
Whose meeting is this?
This is for the exchange.
Is this?
Todd and Steve.
A
Is this
community
a
meeting?
public meeting?
What's that?
Is this a public meeting?
No, it's a public meeting.
A community meeting?
It's the first neighborhood
First
meeting.
neighborhood.
Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right here.
How is anybody supposed to know about this?
Good question. Like me, people send it to
That was the point, for nobody to know about it.
me.
So this will be approved in the round.
Because where that's located, there's no neighborhood around it. It's just the hospital, hotel, you know, the credit union. There's nobody within 500 feet. Maybe Ann got a notice. No, Ann did not get a notice. So I don't think any resident got a notice.
No, the point, they're all within 500 feet, aren't they?
Oh, that's different. That's a different one. That's Kane. That's different. This is another one.
With
we're talking about.
Which is with the exchange,
Other
the
side.
The
exchange.
exchange is not Kane. It's
Their signs are right in front of that point.
well, yeah,
So,
but this is Carolina DeWitt.
and did they do the big building there that's there, the big new building there that's there now, is that part of that?
Yeah, the building that has the Skyway. It's two buildings, there's Skyway.
It's a GFL branded building, it's like.
You remember the discussion about Hunter's Tavern?
Yeah,
Hunter's Tavern was found on their property.
That's the other side of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right before you get to Wake Forest.
that's what it's like.
Let's see, what else? I'll give you my short pitch. I sent out 2 requests for people to volunteer for the CAC administration. I got 1 volunteer, fortunately, because Kathleen is leaving in the end of June. I asked her to stay on, then we take our July break, so I asked her to stay on until June. But Patrick Martin's son, Adam, has volunteered to take Kathleen's place. So still need a couple more. Tonight is not the night for that pitch. But we'll do it by email. So I think, for me, I think that's everything. Yeah. So if you'd like, we can conclude early this evening. Okay, do you have anything? Okay, anybody else? Anything else we did not discuss? Christine stayed, we informed you. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up the meeting. Thanks everybody for coming and have a great night.
I want to say,